In this session, we are going to understand different methods of doing job analysis. Job analysis is a systematic process used to collect, document, and analyze information about a job. It helps in understanding the nature of a job and the qualifications and skills required for successful performance. Now we would be discussing 12 different methods of doing job analysis, each with its own approach. Number 1. Observation method of doing job analysis. The observation method involves direct observation of employees as they perform their jobs. This can be done by job analysts, supervisors, or even the employees themselves. Analysts closely watch and record employee activities, tasks performed, tools used, and the time spent on each task. They may use checklists, video recordings, or other tools to capture the details of the job. Advantage of this method include: number 1, provides first-hand and real-time information about the job, and number 2, allows for a detailed understanding of the tasks and activities involved. However, some limitations may include: number 1, some jobs may be complex or have tasks that are difficult to observe directly. Number 2, employees might alter their behavior when they know they are being observed. Second method, interview method. This method involves gathering information through structured interviews with employees, supervisors, and other relevant personnel. Analysts prepare a set of standardized questions related to the job, duties, responsibilities, and required qualifications. They conduct one-on-one or group interviews with employees, supervisors, and managers. Information collected includes job tasks, responsibilities, required skills, and the context in which the job is performed. Advantages of this method include: number 1, allows for in-depth exploration of job-related information, and number 2, permits clarification of ambiguous responses and probing for additional details. However, some limitations of this method may include: number 1, responses may be influenced by the interviewee's perceptions or biases, and number 2, it's time consuming, especially for jobs with a large number of incumbents. Third method is questionnaire method. The questionnaire method involves preparing and administering a structured questionnaire to employees, supervisors, or subject matter experts to gather information about the job. Analysts develop a questionnaire containing specific questions about job tasks, responsibilities, skills, and other relevant aspects. The questionnaire is distributed to employees or supervisors who then provide their responses. Responses are collected, compiled, and analyzed to draw conclusions about the job. Advantage of this method include: number 1, it can be administered to a large number of employees simultaneously, and number 2, provides a standardized approach to data collection. However, some limitations of this method may include: number 1, may lack the depth of information obtained through interviews or observations, and number 2, the quality of data depends on the clarity of the questions and the respondent's understanding. The fourth method is critical incident technique. The critical incident technique focuses on identifying and describing specific incidents or events that are critical to the job. Job analysts gather information by interviewing employees, supervisors, or subject matter experts about situations where employees demonstrate exceptional or subpar performance. These critical incidents are then analyzed to identify the key behaviors, skills, and qualities needed for success in the job. Advantage of this method may include: number 1, it provides concrete examples of actual job behaviors, and number 2, helps identify both positive and negative aspects of job performance. However, some limitations of this method may include: number 1, requires skilled analysts to interpret and categorize incidents accurately. And number 2, may not capture routine or everyday aspects of the job. The fifth method of job analysis is diary method. The diary method involves employees maintaining a daily log or diary of their activities, tasks, and responsibilities over a specific period. Employees record details about their work throughout the day, including the time spent on each task, tools used, and any challenges faced. After the designated period, analysts collect and analyze the diaries to extract information about job duties and responsibilities. Advantage of this method include: number 1, provides a detailed and first-hand account of daily job activities, and number 2, can provide the variability and dynamic nature of certain jobs. However, some limitations may include: number 1, it relies on employees' ability to accurately document their activities, and number 2, may be impractical for jobs with a fast-paced or unpredictable work environment. Number 6 method of job analysis is functional job analysis, also called as FJA. The functional job analysis is a method that focuses on the interaction between a job and the broader organizational context. Analysts examine the major functions of a job, such as planning, decision-making, and communication. They assess the levels of skill, responsibility, and complexity associated with each function. Functional job analysis also considers the relationship between job functions and the organization's overall goals. Advantage of this method include: number 1, it emphasizes the broader organizational context of the job, and number 2, it is useful for designing training programs and evaluating job performance. However, some limitations may include: number 1, requires a clear understanding of organizational goals and functions, and number 2, it may be more complex and time consuming compared to other methods. The seventh method is task inventory analysis. Task inventory analysis involves creating an inventory or list of tasks associated with a particular job. Job analysts compile a comprehensive list of all tasks and activities related to a specific job by consulting existing documents, job incumbents, supervisors, and subject matter experts. Tasks are often categorized based on their frequency, importance, or difficulty. This method provides a detailed breakdown of the duties and responsibilities associated with a job. Advantages of this method include: number 1, it offers a systematic and structured approach to identifying job tasks, and number 2, it is useful for identifying essential and non-essential job functions. However, some limitations may include: number 1, it may not capture the dynamic nature of certain jobs, and number 2, it requires careful consideration to ensure that no tasks are overlooked. The eighth method of job analysis is Job Components Inventory, also called JCI. Job Components Inventory is a method that focuses on collecting information about the worker's characteristics, behaviors, and other factors related to job performance. Analysts create an inventory of various components of jobs, such as physical demands, equipment used, work context, interpersonal interactions, and cognitive requirements. Information is collected through interviews, surveys, or observations to understand how these components contribute to job performance. Advantage of this method includes: number 1, it provides a detailed analysis of the components that make up a job, and number 2, it is useful for designing training programs and assessing the compatibility of individuals with specific job requirements. However, some limitations may include: number 1, may not capture the full context and complexity of certain jobs, and number 2, requires careful consideration of the relevance and importance of each job component. The next method of job analysis is Position Analysis Questionnaire, also called PAQ. The Position Analysis Questionnaire is a standardized method that uses a structured questionnaire to collect information about various aspects of a job. The questionnaire covers a wide range of factors including work duties, responsibilities, working conditions, and the qualifications required for a particular job. Job analysts or incumbents rate each item on the questionnaire based on its relevance to the job. The results are then analyzed to provide a detailed job description. Advantages of this method include: number 1, it provides a quantitative and a standardized approach to job analysis. And number 2, it allows for easy comparison of different jobs within an organization. However, some limitations of this method may include: number 1, may not capture the unique aspects of certain jobs. And number 2, it requires careful attention to ensure that the questionnaire items are relevant to the job being analyzed. The 10th method of job analysis is Job Elements Method. The Job Elements Method breaks down a job into its basic elements or characteristics such as knowledge, skills, abilities, and other factors that contribute to successful job performance. Job analysts identify and define the critical elements of a job, considering both observable behaviors and underlying traits. These elements are then evaluated and rated in terms of their importance to job success. The method helps in developing a detailed profile of the job, emphasizing the key components necessary for effective performance. Advantage of this method includes: number 1, it focuses on fundamental elements that contribute to job success. And number 2, it allows for a systematic analysis of both observable behaviors and underlying traits. However, some limitations of this method may include: number 1, it requires a clear understanding of the relationship between job elements and performance. And number 2, it may be time consuming and require expertise in job analysis. The 11th method of job analysis would be Job Competency Analysis. Job competency analysis centers on identifying the competencies or skills that are critical for successful job performance. Analysts work with specific subject experts, employees, and supervisors to identify and define the competencies required for a job. Competencies may include technical skills, interpersonal abilities, problem solving, and other qualities relevant to the job. The method helps in aligning job requirements with the organization's goals and performance expectations. Advantages of this method include: number 1, it focuses on skills and qualities that drive performance. And number 2, it facilitates the development of targeted training and development programs. However, some limitations may include: number 1, it requires careful consideration of the competencies relevant to specific jobs. And number 2, the definition and assessment of competencies can be subjective. And the last, that is the 12th method of job analysis, is ethnographic job analysis. Ethnographic job analysis involves embedding job analysts with the workplace to observe and document the job in its natural context. Analysts immerse themselves in the work environment, observing and interacting with employees to gain a deep understanding of their roles. This method aims to capture the cultural and contextual aspects of the job, including informal practices and relationships. The collected data is then analyzed to extract insights into job tasks, social dynamics, and contextual factors affecting performance. Advantages of this method may include: number 1, it provides a rich understanding of the job within its cultural and social context. And number two, it captures nuanced aspects of job performance that may be missed through other methods. However, some limitations of this method may be: number one, it may be time consuming and resource intensive. And number two, the presence of an observer can potentially alter employee behavior. These different methods of job analysis offer diverse approaches to job analysis, emphasizing different aspects such as competency, elements, and other cultural context of work. Choosing the most suitable method depends on the organization's goals, the nature of the job, and the resources available for the analysis. Combining multiple methods can provide a more comprehensive understanding of the job and its requirements. Hope you enjoyed this session on different methods of doing job analysis. Thank you.